So, last weekend, my friends and I decided to go on a camping trip. We were all packed and ready to escape the city noise for a quiet weekend in the woods. We had everything: a cooler full of snacks, sleeping bags, and a brand new tent that Mark had bought on sale last month. The drive was filled with laughter and music, and we arrived at the campsite just as the sun was setting, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink. It was the perfect setup for a memorable weekend. As we started unloading the car, Sarah, who was in charge of the checklist, casually mentioned, "Hey, who packed the tent poles?" A moment of silence followed her question, and we all looked at each other, trying to recall who was responsible for that particular task. The realization hit us like a ton of bricks: nobody had packed the tent poles. Mark, the proud owner of the new tent, sheepishly admitted, "I thought they were in the bag already." We were in the middle of nowhere, with no stores around and no cell service to even attempt to call for help. After a few minutes of collective facepalming, we agreed that there was no choice but to make do with what we had. We laid the tent fabric on the ground and stared up at the now starry sky. As we settled down for the night, snuggled in our sleeping bags on the makeshift tarp, our spirits were still high. The stars were stunning, and the night was filled with the sounds of crickets and a gentle breeze rustling through the trees. It was actually kind of magical. In an attempt to lighten the mood, Sarah started telling ghost stories, making exaggerated shadow puppets on the tent fabric using our flashlights. Laughter erupted every few minutes as we shared embarrassing stories and jokes, trying to ignore the creeping cold and hard ground beneath us. Finally, as we all lay there, drifting in and out of sleep, Mark turned to us with a grin and said, "You know, they say we're intense campers, but I think tonight we've really taken it to a whole new level." We groaned, half amused, half exasperated, and Sarah shot back, "Yeah, we're not just camping, we're intense camping." And with that, we all laughed until we fell asleep under the stars, our tent poles a distant memory.